Okay, now it's time for week 22, which ended May 27th. Coming right up.
Looking at the logs, we had 2,444 dispatch miles, 3,192 logged miles, 3,197 odometer miles. As you can tell by the numbers, there's going to be some carryover into next week. I started this week at home. The first day was on home time. That's why it's in green. And I ended the week. And when I ended the week, there was still a run that was in progress. And that's why that'll carry forward into next week. My average net speed for the week was 57 miles per hour. The first run of the week went from my home in Shadydale, Georgia, to Fort Recovery Terminal in Ohio. It had stops in Sharonville, Ohio, Plainfield, Indiana, and Seymour, Indiana. The second run of the week went from the Fort Recovery Terminal to Houston, Texas. It had stops in Cottonwood, Alabama, Houston, Texas, Conroe, Texas, and Magnolia, Texas. Now it's time to take a look at my unedited pay statement. This is the 22nd pay period, and it's the pay period that ended on May 27th. The first run paid $680 for 918 miles, and as I said, it went from Shadydale, Georgia to Fort Recovery, Ohio Terminal. The second run paid $1,091 for 1,526 miles, and it went from Fort Recovery Terminal to Houston, Texas. This is the week that I got paid for the insurance cash out. That's $300 that I get every month because I do not use the company's medical insurance. If you have medical insurance through another source, you will get this. If not, you will have a deduction for having the insurance. Looking at the summary box, empty miles was $19, handling and securement $82, hazmat miles $9, insurance cash out $300, loaded miles $1,526, stops was $134. The gross pay is $2,071. Dispatch miles was 2,445 miles. That's 84.7 cents per mile. The year to date, we've had 22 weeks thus far in the year. My gross income is $47,317. Total miles, 61,472. That gets an average weekly gross income of $2,151 and an average weekly miles of 2,794. If we multiply those by 52, we can get the annual estimation. I'm on track to make $118,852 on 145,288 miles. The calendar. In the month of May, I've worked 19 days, been home 7, and off on the road 1 day. And the year to date, through week number 22, was 107 work days, 27 days at home, and 13 days off-road reset. Now to look at the overtime calculation. We are not paid overtime in the trucking industry. It is just an interesting calculation to do. This week I was paid $2,071. I worked 62.5 hours. 40 of those hours would have been regular time. 22.5 would have been overtime. That gave me an average rate per hour of $28.09 when you factor in overtime. $33.14 when you do not factor in overtime. Now taking a look at the overtime calculation for the year to date. I made $47,317. I've worked 1,322 hours. 959 of those hours would have been regular. 363 of those hours would have been overtime. That comes to an effective pay rate per hour of $31.48 or straight time of $35.80.
I'm sure many of you have noticed that I am a little behind on these videos. This is week number 22's video, and I think we've just finished week 27. Got a little ways to go to catch up. I'm going to try to turn out 2 a week. They'll still drop at different days, even if I turn them out on the same day. So if you notice I'm wearing the same colored shirt, you'll understand. I also want to continue my Eating on the Road series. I plan to make Hawaiian chicken while I'm on this 34-hour break, and I'm waiting for a load down here in Laredo. Got to talk about the Laredo terminal of Cheeseman, Walmart. But anyway, I have a lot more respect for the content creators. It used to be I watched a lot of these people's videos, and I was like, man, when are you going to turn out another one? It's only a 10-minute video. How did it take so long? It's only a 5-minute video. I have a lot of respect for them, especially the people who can look at this camera and talk to the camera without having to do any multiple takes, cuts, edits. That's not something I'm good at. Trust me. I have to cut these, redo them so many times it blow your mind. I also appreciate those of you who reach out to me, especially the text comments. I get a lot of text comments, a lot of phone calls. I've actually met a lot of people either in person or via phone or via Messenger, which I'm not good at Messenger. Sometimes I might not see your message on Messenger for a couple of days, even. So that's not a good way to reach me. Even emails. I love answering the questions. I love thinking through some of the situations with you. I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty good at managing. And a lot of times, if your expectations aren't reasonable, I can say, hey, look, that's not going to happen. Or I can say, maybe you should check this company or check that company. And like I said, I'm not an expert. I do know a couple of companies, and I do know a couple of people at a couple of companies who are willing to share the information about what they're doing. Until the next time, be sure you're enjoying every day at work. Thanks for subscribing and watching.